بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
I wonder why you live so simple. I think you are the big Ustad international. It's not hard to getting any money for the dakwah or something.
No, see, there's a difference between money for dawa and money personally. I don't know who's the best. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed me a lot. I never use dawa money on my personal expenses at all.
Really?
But Allah has blessed me with my own private businesses. On average, in a month, I give 2 hours for my private businesses. About 2 hours. Sorry, 2 days approximately. So maybe a small percentage of my, or you can say average maybe half an hour. If you want to take on average. I don't know, half an hour every day I don't give for my business. But if you add up all put together, it may be about 2 working days, maybe 10 hours if you count as working. So 2 days in a month I give for dawa. I mean for business, sorry. So Allah has blessed me that I've got various private businesses. So I'm a part-time businessman also. Part-time business.
But why you not getting any money from your dakwah? I think.
Let me ask you, you're asking me on my living, then I'll come to that. I cannot answer all together, correct?
Okay.
So you asked me that why I live simply. Don't I get money from dawa? Dawa I get a lot. But I don't use a single cent. I don't take salary for dawa.
Yeah.
I don't charge for my lecture. I pay for my own ticket when I travel. I pay for my own hotel. Unless the organizers force me with the hotel. Ticket, unless it's a government. Unless the government calls me, I pay for all my travels. As far as dawa is concerned, it's allowed to take salary for dawa, I should. But I don't take a single penny salary. I donate. I'll come to that later on. When I travel, anyone calls me, I pay for my own ticket.
Yeah, I heard from Hani.
I pay for my own hotel unless they insist, no, then no problem. When my crew comes with me, my crew pays from the trust, not from myself. But when I travel, I pay for myself and I don't allow anyone to charge any ticket for hearing my lecture.
Okay.
Because I don't say it's haram for charging money, but I want to get the higher reward. So regarding my simple, Allah has blessed me that I've got many businesses, about 9 or 10 businesses I've got. In these businesses, I give my brain, I give my idea, and the business runs on the auto mode. And alhamdulillah, in a year, we make, mashallah, millions of dollars in a year.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
So why you live so simple?
That I'll come to it later on. Because I believe that I tell my son that when you do business, even he's a part-time businessman. He doesn't do business.
This is the part-time businessman. Full-time of dakwah?
So full-time. I tell my son that when you do business, you should make Allah your business partner. Make Allah your business partner. And when you make Allah your business partner, you can't make him a small partner. Can make him, but preferably make him a bigger partner, correct? If I make Allah a partner in my business, it's allowed. I tell him, make him a bigger partner. So whatever you earn every month, every year, give minimum 51% in charity. This is for my son because he's new now. For me, I'm a veteran, I give more. Don't ask me how much I give. So I tell him, whatever you earn, whether $1,000 a month or $100,000 or in a year $1 million, whatever you earn, whatever profit you get, in all businesses put together, give minimum 51% of your profit in charity for Allah. For me, I'm veteran. I give a lot. Don't ask me how much I give. I cannot be the biggest donor in the world. I want to be the biggest percentage donor. So the rule is that Allah looks at how much percentage you donate, not the amount you donate. So for example, if a poor man who earns $1,000 gives $100 as charity every month, he is giving 10% of his income. There's a person who earns $1 billion and every month gives $1 million. He's giving 0.01%.
Okay.
0.1%, sorry. So he's giving 10%, the poor man, the rich man is giving 0.1%. So the poor man for a $100 charity will get 100 times more blessings, more sawab than the person who gives $1 million because he's earning billion. So he's giving 0.1% of his charity, this one is giving 10%. So therefore I tell my son, Allah will look at the percentage of your charity, not at the amount. So that's the reason my son, since he started doing a few years back, part-time businesses, I told him minimum 51%. For me, so the reason we live simple, because the Prophet lived simple. It is sunnah to live simple. If you earn a lot of money, and if you live luxuriously, as long as it is not extravagance, it is permitted. But I have a simple car. Simple Toyota Innova car I've got. Why? Because I prefer giving charity, helping other daifs, helping other Muslim organizations, helping my own organization. Wow. So because of that, I restrict my requirement. I can live in a mansion if I want. Allah has blessed me.
Yeah.
Not from dawa money, from my personal money. Business money, not from dawa. I don't earn a single penny anywhere. If you do Islamic work, Islam permits you. It is mubah, optional, but not to take it mustahab. So for all my dawa activities, I live simple because my reasoning is that if you live simple, like for me and my wife, to live in that apartment per month, we spend only $500. How much?
$500.
Only.
Okay.
Only. $500 only about 2,000 ringgit.
7,5 juta loh.
Very cheap. $500 for me and my wife to live. When
Per
I
month?
Go, per month, only $500. Which is, for people coming, guests, giving them food, having a food, electricity, that's it. But when I travel, I may require $5,000, $2,000 by plane. That is from my dawa, my personal money, but not my, it's for sake of Allah I'm traveling.
Okay.
So that's not my personal expense. It is from my money, but that I see that this is for me, for dawa activity.
Okay.
That's also part of charity to Allah. That's separate. You understand, no?
It's
So when I
really
travel, it is not for my personal thing. I'm traveling for dawa. So I spend it, but from my business, as a dawa money. My personal money, $500 is sufficient for the day-to-day activity. There may be an emergency, I may require more. That is so that I've made my life simple. So if I have excellent, then I require more money. I have a simple car, so my cost is less. So that I can get more sawab. So my lifestyle is very simple.
Okay.
Even in Bombay, even here. Here at least it is, mashallah, more beautiful than Bombay. Here the land, here the apartment is cheaper as compared to Bombay. Bombay is very expensive. So in Bombay we had a simple house. I could afford a Rolls Royce. In Bombay I could afford here, but no. We prefer a simple Toyota car, which is not very expensive. So that we lead a life, yet if we compare our lifestyle to the Sahaba's lifestyle, it is very luxurious. Their life was more simple. So I live simple because I want to emulate my Prophet. I cannot reach that level. He was more simple than this. He did more charity than us. We are trying to come close to the Prophet. If we see the lifestyle of the Khulafa Rashidin, Hazrat Umar, may Allah be pleased with him, when the Prophet asked people to contribute for the jihad, Hazrat Umar, may Allah be pleased, give 50% of his wealth. So Prophet asked him, what did you leave behind? I said, I left 50% wealth back from 50% of money. Very good. Hazrat Abu Bakr, may Allah be pleased with him, comes. He gives wealth. How much have you left from? Nothing. I have given 100%. I have left behind Allah and His Rasul. So we cannot be like Hazrat Abu Bakr.
Okay.
So we're trying to, so we give majority, mashallah. I give much more than my son. My son gives 51% of what he earns. And Allah has blessed us. Allah gives barakah. Whatever business we do, Allah gives us profit. So, but that profit we share in the way of Allah. So quite a lot of the funding of the activities of Dawa, of my own organization. Regarding my Dawa organization, of course, there are many people supporting. What is the support that goes to the Dawa activity? Not for my personal.
Okay.
Not even for my personal Dawa. For my personal Dawa, I spend from myself. My family and what Dawa we do. And then we even donate to the organization. We donate to the organization so that we get sawab.
Okay. So from Allah, give to Allah.
Yes. It's Allah's wealth. 100% is Allah.
Oh,
we
100%.
are just custodians.
Very great.
Yes.
Oh, what is your hobby beside your dawah and your personal thing?
Dawa is number one of mine. Number one is Dawa. Dawa is, of course.
That's why it's your life and your hobby.
Of course. Our main activity, of course, Salah is part of it. And with Salah we get the inspiration, we get the passion, and
Swimming,
the connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Sport.
As far as sports is concerned, when I was in school, I was quite active in sports. I was a long distance runner. I was a gold medalist in 10 kilometers on the state level. So I'm a long distance runner. 10 kilometers, I was a gold medalist, 5 kilometers. My son is a sprinter. He's got gold medal in 100 meters, 200 meters, 400 meters. He's a short distance runner. I'm a long distance runner.
Okay.
Of course, I was involved in many of the sports, but my son is more than me. My son loves football. He's a black belt in karate, black belt in taekwondo, black belt in judo. He loves motorcycle. I even asked to ride a motorcycle a lot before. He loves that a lot. He does more than me now. So of course, because of time constraint, now we do more of touring, but less of the sports. I don't know. It's been years since I played football. I love football a lot. So my son plays. Okay, sometime here and there when we went to the World Cup, little bit of here and there. But my son yet plays football, mashallah. He plays. One of his main sports is football, swimming, and motorcycling. So all these were my favorite sports. So it has, but he has excelled more than me.
Okay.
In all these sports, mashallah.
Okay. Do you live in Malaysia?
Yes.
What did you feel for Malaysia?
I feel amongst all the countries in the world today,
Okay.
all the countries,
Uh-huh.
according to me today, Malaysia is the best country that is available. Not 100% ideal. Huh?
Compared to your own country,
Yes,
India
yes,
or Mumbai?
yes. For me as a Muslim,
Uh,
one of the best country that is available. It may not be 100%, but amongst all the countries, every country has certain pros and cons. Amongst all the countries, according to me, the best country to live for a Muslim today.
why?
There are many reasons. Many reasons. Number one, that you should understand that most of the Muslim countries, they're controlled by non-Muslim countries. Most of the Muslim countries. There are very few countries in the world which are not controlled by non-Muslim countries, unfortunately. So Malaysia is one of the countries which is not controlled by Muslim countries, number one. But number two, of course, that in Malaysia, Islam is the federal religion. In Malaysia, approximately 63% of the population are Muslims. Correct? In other countries, the population is 80% Muslim, 90% Muslim. Yes, yet the constitution is secular. And you know the country's name. I don't want to name that. So, all the countries in which Muslims are majority, more than 80%, they aren't Islamic countries. By constitution, they're secular countries. Many countries. Some countries are Islamic. Many countries like Bangladesh, like Indonesia, they are not by constitution Islamic country based on the Sharia. Yes, some countries are. Okay? So in Indonesia, though the population is not more than 80%, it's 62%, 63%.
Sorry?
Population of the Muslims.
No.
In Malaysia. In Malaysia, the population of the Muslims is about 63%.
Oh, yeah.
Out of it. In Indonesia, it is at 87%. I have not checked up the latest.
90.
Maybe 90.
95. Until 95. If I'm not mistaken.
No, it's not 95 for sure. It's not. Anyway, if you want, I can Google and check. I'll tell you. It cannot be 95, impossible.
But the largest Muslim in this world is Indonesia, right?
I'll tell you the latest because I checked up long back.
86%. 86%.
I told you 87. Huh? I told you 87. No, wait. I told you because I checked up, it was 87% when I came last
87.
in Indonesia in 2017.
87. Oh, 87.
So you are wrong. So I know more than you about Indonesia. Correct?
I'm sorry.
87%.
Forgive me.
87% of
87.
Muslims.
Okay.
87.
But this is the largest.
So let me finish. We're talking about percentage,
Okay.
not talking about largest. In terms of number of Muslims in the world, theoretically or in statistics, Indonesia is number one. But practically, I feel India is more. Indian government claims that there are 14.3% Muslims, about 211 million Muslims. According to me, it may be about 270 million. So according to me, practically the country which has maximum number of Muslims in the world is India. But theoretically, it comes number 3. Indonesia, maybe total population is maybe 260, 70 million, of which maybe 240 or 250 million, exact, close to it, will be Muslims. Then comes Pakistan, about 220 million Muslims. Then comes India, 211 Muslims officially. But unofficially, I feel that the Muslims in India, they are minority. Government says 14.3%. I claim they'll be somewhere close to 20%. Correct? Some people say more. So according to me, the country which has the maximum number of Muslims is India. Then would be Indonesia. Then would be Pakistan. But even if you agree, in terms of percentage, there are Muslim countries which have got 100%. In terms of percentage, number one is Maldives, 100% Muslim. 100% Sunni Muslim.
Okay.
Maximum. But in terms of numbers, it's very small. Very few population. So coming back to it, so most of the countries that are more than 80% Muslims, they are not based on the Quran Sunnah. They're called a secular country. Same thing with Bangladesh. When Bangladesh is close to 87% Muslims, it's a secular country. So coming back to Malaysia, though it is not a vast majority, it's a majority. It's not a vast majority, means more than two-thirds, more than three-fourths, sorry. So Indonesia is about, Malaysia is 63% Muslim, but Islam is a federal religion. It has its own constitution, own rules. It supports Islam. So number one, I like Malaysia as a federal, Islam is a federal religion. May not be having the full Sharia, correct, but close to the Islamic values. Number two, it's not controlled by any foreign countries.
Okay.
Number three, it's not in the war zone. And many of these benefits even come to Indonesia to a great extent. It's not in the war zone because main war zone is the Middle East. There's war going on in Syria, Yemen, Palestine. So this is away from the war zone, number 3. Number 4, the economy of Malaysia is very good. Number 5, it is quite an economical, means the cost of living in Malaysia is much lesser as compared to the Western country or compared to the Gulf country. Cost of living. Then number 6, here the Islamic values are very high. For example, the Islamic financial system, economic system is one of the best in the world. Not ideal, not 100% correct, but the best. So in all the world you count, in volume of currency, money, Saudi Arabia is number 1, Malaysia number 2. But in terms of facility of Islamic banking, for example, the Islamic takaful, Islamic banking, you want to give income tax, one of the reasons. The income tax you give, if you are giving a personal income tax, if you give zakat, it gets deducted directly. Even takaful, the Islamic insurance. You give provident fund, you can say I want Islamic way. So in living here, the Islamic system, you can follow Islam much easier in Malaysia than other countries of the world.
Okay.
Yeah, there are other countries. So in terms of Islamic economics, in terms of Islamic living, a lot of benefits in there. For example, the system that is the mosques are controlled by the government. There are other countries doing that, but all put together, these are the advantages. And as I told you, the tax advantage is very few countries have this. That you pay a zakat to one of the government firms designated, each state has. Then if suppose you earn $1 million and you have to give suppose $100,000 hypothetically as income tax or $200,000 income tax, you give that $200,000 as zakat, 0 income tax.
Oh.
That means you're doing your religious duty. But for companies it's different. Company you cannot give all the zakat. It's only for private. Company you can give only 2.5%. So these facilities are not there. So in terms, like for example, like the city I'm living, the full country is not Sharia compliant, but the Putrajaya where I live is Sharia compliant to a great extent. There's no alcohol here. There is no dance club here. There's no nightlife here. So Putrajaya per se is one of the Sharia compliant cities. Not 100%. Not 100%.
Okay.
But you can't have alcohol here. You can't get poke. If you go outside Putrajaya, you'll get. You understand, no?
Okay.
And then there's no nightlife, there's no discotheque, there's no, so it is more Sharia compliant.
Okay.
The full of Malaysia is not. But the cities which are in which there are more number of non-Muslims and a more commercial capital like Kuala Lumpur or Penang may not have this Sharia compliant. But again, in all these cities also, a Muslim cannot enter. Cannot go to alcohol bar.
Okay.
A non-Muslim can go. So all these rules are good for the Muslims.
Okay.
They may not be following it. So all these rules. So this is an added attraction. Then besides that, if you see that in Malaysia, you are proud to be a Muslim. There are very few countries, Muslim countries in the world, which can fight for their rights. Like in Malaysia, today, if I want to raise my voice, protest for Palestine, I can do. There are many Muslim countries you can do, many you cannot do. But the level of Malaysia is very high compared to other Muslim countries.
Oh.
Correct?
Okay.
Even Indonesia, you protest. Very good. Alhamdulillah. Very good. But the level of Malaysia is higher. For example, the Prime Minister of Malaysia is one of the few countries, one of the few Muslim countries in the world who openly supports Palestine. You understand? And he openly supports even Hamas, the political wing, saying that they are resistance fighters. They are not terrorists. Which Muslim country does that openly? Very few may be doing. But to the level which the Prime Minister of Malaysia, Anwar Ibrahim, goes out and supports for Palestine cause. Even under pressure of the foreign countries, even under the pressure of America, it doesn't buckle. So in Malaysia, we can protest freely as a Muslim without being afraid. In many of the countries, I don't want to name, most of the Muslim countries, you cannot protest even in favor of Palestine. Do you know that? I don't want to name, I don't want to get political now. So Malaysia, you're proud to be a Muslim. In Malaysia, you are proud to, you can practice your deen. That's the reason I've traveled to so many countries in the world. More than 50 countries, to many of the Muslim countries. That's the reason when I did hijrah from India in 2016, I chose Malaysia as the best destination. So therefore I say that Malaysia is one of the best countries for a Muslim to settle, seeing all the pros and cons. It's not 100% perfect, but amongst the available countries in the world, the more than 200 countries that are there,
this is the best one.
It is the best according to me.
Okay.
And I can give a lecture on that, which I don't intend to.